It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 77, and we're talking nostalgia. We're doing a full nostalgia draft. I'll let you know what that means. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
What's up?
Oh my god! I forget you're younger than us, so you
like,
have.
I
don't have nostalgia for that one. I'm sorry, Kayla.
You're on your own.
Mike, you now have
Represent.
to introduce yourself in a nostalgia-tinged manner.
Oh no, I didn't think of this at all. I should have.
Reaganomics.
Quack, 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 quack.
Nice.
And back from the dead, Tomas. How are you, man?
Cowabunga.
I love it. So we've got a 4-pack for you today. Tomas is back on the pod after a little bit of
Back from the dead.
break, and we are happy to have him. We are drafting nostalgia. Before we do that, let's catch up with everyone, see what everyone's been up to. Tomas, start us off, man.
Ooh.
The Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, I got to go to the Animal Kingdom. Sponsor us, Disney. I went to one of your theme parks. No, it was pretty cool. Very hot. I do live in Florida. It is in Florida. I did get to go to that ramen joint in Orlando. It's called Super Saiyan. The food was very good. Smells marvelous in there. Like when you walk in, it's just a cauldron of multiple cauldrons of stock just sitting right there, and there's
One
all
of
kinds of
everything, please.
yeah. There's that's pretty much what we ordered.
Nice.
I got a big old bowl and ordered a bunch of sides. Their crab rangoons were probably some of the best crab rangoons I've ever had, and I've had a lot of crab rangoons in my life. So, but no, it was just cool.
Dragon.
Are they called the crab raccoons?
No, but they should be. They should be.
Marketing fucking
Genius.
Holy shit.
They're playing them using all 8 years of that degree right there.
They fucked up, is
Oh.
what I'm saying.
Oh. All right. Kayla's at -5. Eric's at 5.
Hey, man, the Wayans, I'm here with them. They brought me through a lot of tough times.
Oh, man.
Oh, the only podcast where you get to hear about the Wayans siblings and Raccoon from Dragon Ball Z.
There you
folks. Come on.
Oof. Yeah.
I think that's legit. I think we can put that on the.
It's on the back of the box trivia.
That's the new handle for when you're first time listeners. Let's go.
So aside from your beautiful vacation, what else, Tomas?
Really busy with work. Boss was out of town for a week and a half, so then just doing life. As far as what we've been watching, actually, before we went to Super Saiyan, Jackie and I started watching Dragon Ball Z. So we're at the Saiyan saga right now. Vegeta just turned into a giant monkey. So she got to see her first beam battle a few episodes ago, and then on top of that, we're mixing it up a little. We're watching MASH.
Wow.
Which I'm actually enjoying. So it's for me, MASH was always just a TV show I'd wake up to at 3 a.m. when I left my TV on, and I'd catch the theme song, and I'm like, oh god, man! It's
Yeah, I feel like it would come on after the late Simpsons.
Yep.
And I remember getting and then that opening would just turn it off.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I told Jackie. I was I would catch the opening, and I'm like, this is too old for me.
One of those pinnacle of no, I can't watch. This isn't even Nick at Night for me. This is I can't.
Wow.
I could sit through a Dick Van Dyke here and there, but not MASH to me. No,
Woo, man.
Oh,
The
Hawkeye.
two longest running shows of all time are MASH and the power-ups on Dragon Ball Z, the power-up episodes.
Yeah,
So,
we got both of them, baby.
Yeah.
But I got a pretty sick Yu Yu Hakusho shirt while I was out in Orlando, and I was like, should probably start watching that again too. And then,
I watched some yesterday.
yeah?
Me and Greg, yeah. He loves it.
Yeah. Kuwabara.
Nice.
As far as new media, probably not that much. I really haven't had much time to be playing like anything, and God, I've been like, oh man, we should go to the movies, go see Multiverse of Madness, and I'm like, and something has come up like every weekend, whether we're like out of town or just so life has just been a little busy.
And you're a Sam Raimi guy, right? Like you like Sam Raimi.
I do
stuff?
like Raimi. I like
Yeah.
Raimi. Raimi's my
Check
guy.
out Multiverse. I really liked it for its Raiminess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see it. Jackie liked WandaVision a lot, so I assume she's going to get a lot out of it too.
Yeah,
but
it's a direct sequel, basically.
yeah, that's what I figured. But no, other than that, just staying alive.
Love it.
Nice.
I looked around at a store the other day. I was like, oh man, maybe PlayStation 5s are around. Nope.
There's rumors that like fall winter that we could be getting some decent stock where you can actually go into a store and purchase one. We'll see. That's what they're.
I peek
promising.
around.
Yeah.
I go to Target a lot, and I'm like, let me just check.
Yep, every day.
Just
Like I was at
look.
a Target the other day, and I literally just did that. I was like, oh, they got PlayStation 5 games, but they do not have PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So
The
still
local
waiting.
Best Buy, there's one in a nice glass case. But,
Just
I didn't
break
even
it.
see Series S's, and normally
No.
those are always in stock. I didn't see
Yeah.
those, but those have been selling pretty well. I think.
Yeah, it's because they're the only alternative. So,
solid.
I love
solid
mine.
alternative.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I don't doubt it. I just don't know where the fuck I'd put a PlayStation 5 in my room right now, too. It takes
We
up like
can't
half
hang
the
it.
room.
It will pull down the
Move
drywall.
into it. You downsize.
Thing's fucking massive. But yeah, that's me. Back in the saddle, guys. I should be around more. Just God, it was a hectic couple of weeks.
Hey, that's awesome, man. We had a hectic little bit here, Kayla. Shrink Next Door and Men. About as similar as MASH and Dragon Ball Z, I would say.
Okay.
Which one do you feel more strongly about? You can talk about that one, and I'll talk about the other.
I feel stronger about Shrink Next Door. I enjoyed it more. Is that what you mean? Feel stronger?
Sure.
I definitely enjoyed Shrink Next Door. I think Will Ferrell does a great job. Paul Rudd obviously does an enjoyable time. Paul Rudd's like the whole cast is very Jewish, and he's a lawyer in New York. And Will Ferrell is like a timid kind of, business owner who goes to therapy and gets taken advantage of. And it's a wild ride. It's a very Jewish wild ride.
It is. It's like a kind of like a primer on like American Judaism.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that like the practice of like Shiva for funerals and these meals and stuff like that. Like it is a very like Jewish centric bar mitzvah and stuff like that. Tale, I had no idea going in. It's based at least loosely on like a true story. There's even like a podcast that was created about this story. But yeah, Will Ferrell's kind of this just like mild-mannered business owner who goes
He's got
to
stock. He's got some funds.
Yeah, well, yeah,
hold on to it.
Exactly. So you don't know this at the beginning, but like he gets he wants to go to therapy, or his sister convinces him to go to therapy, and his therapist is played
Catherine Hahn.
by Paul Rudd, and Catherine Hahn's his sister. It's a great cast. And the therapist kind of latches on to him once he figures out that there's more to him financially, let's say. And Paul Rudd is just so
Milks
good as this like just gross,
charming kind of,
very charming, but like swindler. Essentially, like just gets in there, and manipulates Will Ferrell in a lot of ways, and it's just like, but it's just a fun watch because they're so fun on screen. I think. Like,
they're
Will
so fun
Ferrell's
together.
Played similar characters, like this kind of like maybe not like socially awkward. He's really like socially awkward and stuff, and not really with the times or with like society. He's kind of an outcast in a lot of ways.
He's not like loud, goofy Will Ferrell. He's like mild. He's very calm. Weird dad joke type of,
very awkward in a lot of ways, and he does it very well. And Paul Rudd playing this like he's not an outward villain, but like he's villainous. Like his actions are very like villainous and manipulative and stuff. But he does it with like charm and smoothness, and
I mean it's Paul Rudd, so
it's really good. It's a lot of fun. Kayla was right to pick that as the one. I think we both thoroughly enjoyed that one.
I mean, I also feel strongly about Men, but
so does Eric.
The word I want to use is strong, but I don't want to say strongly repulsed, but I'm pretty repulsed. It's mildly repulsed.
Wow.
So Shrink Next Door was on Apple TV, if we didn't say, and Men is now in theaters. This is Alex Garland's new movie, patron saint of the pod, Alex Garland. And it's pretty gross at points. It's upsetting at points, violent. And I couldn't look away. I had a good time, not a great time with Men. I found I wrote someone a quick review on Facebook, and I said like the mundane aspects of it, because it's basically single woman in an isolated place in the woods, kind of, in a
English
cottage.
Countryside. It's beautiful.
Exactly. And those parts to me were the most like creepy and like unsettling and things of that nature. And when it kind of shifts into more of a supernatural tale, it lost me a little bit. But still, I think it's worth a watch. I enjoyed it. It's maybe not one of my favorite Alex Garland movies, but there's something there, and the ending is pretty batshit insane. So that's a thing.
Nice.
There's
what's up?
There's like, just for gore factor, there's quite some gore. And it's not exactly like, they show it real quick. It's lasting. It's lasting gore.
Yeah.
So be ready for it.
I'm ready. Like I've seen Annihilation a few times now, and I like it more and more every time I watch it. And
I dig Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, man, like just that Johnny Cage part, man, just gets me.
You're right up front, man.
Crying right at the beginning of it.
There was a scene. It's very short, and it's in the first like quarter of the movie in Men, where I was like, "Oh, this is just Annihilation." Like there was just
cool,
a 10-second thing where I like a scene, a very visual
really felt
like
it.
Design scene where I was like, "Oh wow, this looks like it was pulled right out of Annihilation." So yeah, that's another thing I should have mentioned. Like visually, it's a really well designed movie. Like I think it looks really good. They capture like the English countryside, and I've been to England, but like what I'm assuming the English countryside looks like. It looked a lot like Ireland. I've been there.
Yeah, but they've been close-ish.
Yeah, it looked a lot like that, and there's some beauty in the horror too.
In Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz,
Yeah. So, Mike, what you been up to, man?
Oh man, Severance. Really, really liking Severance. I'm just finished episode 4. Man, that show, I can't wait to talk about that a whole bunch at some point. That's man.
Hell yeah.
Control vibes for sure, like everywhere in that, from like even just there's like a map in the show, and it's like totally reminds me of just the map and Control.
How shitty the map was in
I'm the
Control.
map.
Yeah, kind of. Just how it's like, it's kind of over here, and like this is ish here. Yeah, I wish the Control has these great moments where every sector you go into, there's this font that pop like just whenever like boom, like and I wish this show had it for like macro data refinement, like
Yeah, just steal it whole cloth from the video game.
It's kind of is like I think Ben Stiller has played, who I think we'll talk about later in the show. Is I think he played Control. I think I don't know. It's pretty close on a lot of things, but
yeah,
really digging that. Really, I'm all caught up on The Staircase. That has been totally got me engrossed into that. I really enjoy that so far.
How many episodes is that?
I think it was just 4 or 5.
Okay.
I think we're maybe it was 4. I think that's the halfway.
And that's on HBO?
Yep, that's an HBO Max. Man, Colin Firth in that, man, is just he's doing it. Everyone's doing it. Toni Collette's great in it. Great cast in that. Another reason why I think we should do an ensemble award at the at the end of the year, because it's just stuck out to me this year that there's so many great. I can't pick a single character from a lot of these shows. I need all of them.
Maybe we won't be disappointed in anything this year, and we'll just do ensemble instead of biggest disappointment.
Only
disappointment. So I'm excited for that one again too. We might just have to add an award.
7 categories this year. Oh no!
Go for it.
But really digging that. Still, Pokemon's been my game right now. I'm gearing towards the end of that. That's it's been a mixed bag for me. Stuff I like, stuff I don't like. Man, this game, Eric, I'll let you know, really buys into your theory of this world would be dangerous as fuck.
Absolutely.
if you looked in it, so
absolutely.
Game of the year already. Haven't touched it. Still in cellophane, but game of the year.
Right. Yo, Souls and Pokemon.
Because it really, like, man, you're just trying to gather some shit. You're just trying to get some fucking dumple fluff or whatever the fuck you're picking up in this fucking game. And
wait, are we talking about Elden Ring or what?
I'm telling you, man. It's like these two need to come together.
This game is more dangerous than Elden. Fucking Lux Rays will just stun lock you until you die and you lose shit. You lose items. Not just souls, you just lose half your fucking great ball. It's fucking bullshit. But the game's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Good, bro.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. Watched one more in the Sam Raimi front. We watched Drag Me to Hell.
Oh yeah,
I was
yesterday.
Just talking
I'd
to
never
Kayla
seen
about
it,
that one,
and that was just a fun, super fun time. I let the kids watch it.
Okay.
And some spooky parts, yeah, like when the lady in the bed and she like turns and goes like that. Calvin, but for the most part, it's just really gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just made an effort to like laugh at it and just have a good time, and I think that worked out because everyone was just kind of, oh man, like she vomited in her face. Oh no!
Kids like gross stuff too. Like,
I figured it's like, okay, this is just like a Goosebumps or something, like just a little more budget.
High budget awesome. Goosebumps.
Yeah, I like Drag Me to Hell. I like that movie. I was just the other day like asking Kayla about that.
That was fun.
Have to watch that again. I think I saw that one in theaters. Let's wax nostalgic, shall we?
Oof.
So, I mentioned at the top of the show, we are doing a nostalgia draft. What's that, you ask? Well, it's like a lot of the drafts we've had on this. It'll be movies. There will be 6 rounds, 6 categories. But the twist is the things that you pick, the movies that you pick in these categories, have to have come out in the first 10 years you've been on this planet. So for me, I'm an 87 baby. 1987 through 1997, those were my picks. Kayla, as the youngest among us, gets 91 to 2001.
Oof.
Mike's an 89.
Opens up some... Yeah, I'm 89 to 99. I think Kayla has a fun little extra little couple years there.
I would have gave up a couple of my late 80s years for some of those 90s.
Felt just like you say that, but they don't always fit into the categories really well with those.
Good point.
Those certain ones that stand out.
I think it's all. I mean, the emphasis I want to put on is nostalgia, and we didn't talk about another movie we watched, which is Chip and Dale.
We didn't.
Chip.
You're right.
So,
it's what spurned this whole conversation.
Right.
Chip and Dale on Disney Plus. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun, guys. I loved it.
Bunch of shirtless guys serving you food.
I loved it. We watched it with my mother-in-law, Eric's mother, and she loved it. She's like,
Really?
I'm coming over and watching this while you're at work.
She lost her shit.
So good.
The whole concept of streaming is also like blowing her mind as well. She's like, you didn't have to pay. You could just like watch this as many times. I'm like, well, yeah, I pay monthly, but I could watch this again if I wanted to. It was a lot of fun.
I don't have to sneak in popcorn. What?
But yeah, but it got us thinking about nostalgia, right? So Chip and Dale came out in what, 89, I think, to 91 was the run? I think something like that.
Remember the Nintendo game?
Yeah. So
what a great theme song, man.
Which one was that one?
The kids and I have been just singing Chip and Dale all weekend.
Hey, it could come up in this draft because there's a category for best soundtrack, song, or musical sequence. So let's go ahead and give you those 6 categories that we will be filling.
Yes.
Best animated. So any animated movie here. Best ensemble. Mike got an ensemble onto one of these. So anything that has an ensemble cast during that time frame. Best coming of age. So a coming of age tale. Lots of those in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Best villain. Pretty self-explanatory. Lots of good villains. That was as I was researching this, villain was a lot of fun. I'm glad that was a late add to this one. And I think that was
I like the idea.
When I was looking up shit, man, I'm like, God, that guy's, he's a kind of a bad guy. I can't pick him for, like for anything. And there's just so many. The list is vast.
Best soundtrack, song, or musical sequence. I already mentioned that one. And finally, best mentor, coach, or parent. Lots of great ones in all of that.
Fun
so
ones.
those are the 6 categories. We're going to fill them, and we're going to go in this order.
Oh, no.
All right. Tomas starts us off.
Oh, thank God I get the low-hanging fruit.
Followed by myself, then Kayla, then Mike. We'll round it out. As always, we will snake around.
You got the pivot. Yeah.
So, Mike, between round 1 and round 2, we'll get to go twice in a row. So it'll go Tomas, Eric, Kayla, Mike, then Mike, Kayla, Eric, Tomas. That's a snake draft if you haven't listened to one of our drafts.
Like a snake.
Does everyone have the rules? Any questions? Anything?
There's no money involved in this one, right?
Yes.
I can't fuck that up.
Whoever wins this gets $500.
Still got
that they have to give to themselves because
okay.
We don't have a purse.
All right, so
just to kind of go off of what Kayla was bringing up, I think anything within those years that you remember kind of seeing and it was your kind of, part of your movie experience, I think is eligible. You could really kind of argue for anything if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all
mine
here.
could get kind of dark. I would say. Like I was going through my list, and I'm like, man, I saw a lot of movies I shouldn't have been seeing at like 8
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But
well, Mike
see how it goes.
let the kids drag me to hell, so I think we're in good company.
I had a brother who was 6 years older than me, so I saw a lot of things way before I needed to be seeing them. Exactly. In fact, the first thing that I'm going to pick, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit for Ensemble cast.
Love it.
And I will pick Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, you did.
Because my father made me watch that when we had a cheater box. So,
man.
I was way too young to be seeing that Gimp scene, so...
Nostalgia!
Still one of my favorite movies to this day, though. It's gift that keeps on giving.
That was on my big board for Ensemble as well. That's where I was like, oh man, mine could go real dark. But
oh yeah, definitely. I should not have watched that movie at the age that I watched it.
I'll go with some lighter fare for my first pick. Also, also in the Ensemble category, I'm gonna go with right at the tail end of my nostalgia period, my 10 years in 1997, Austin Powers. Probably shouldn't have watched that as a 10-year-old either, but
man, that was Mike Myers, man.
It was. I hope we agree that this is allowed in Ensemble cast. Mike Myers plays 5 people, but you've got Will Ferrell, and you've got Seth Green, and you've got Elizabeth Hurley. You got Burt Bacharach in there.
You got that one guy from Mad TV.
Mark McDonald, I think his name is.
Yeah, Mike McDonald or some McDonald. Yes, he's the guy who gets run over by the steamroller
very slowly. So 1997's Austin Powers for my Ensemble pick.
Nice. I like it.
What you got, Kayla?
I am gonna do my soundtrack first.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was having trouble trying to I got movies that can go in several places, obviously. So I picked Dazed and Confused for soundtrack.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Now I have a question. If somebody picks it for one of their categories, is it completely off the table for every category?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's a big one. So I had that as a backup on 3 different lists.
Right.
Got a decent ensemble.
I think my picks are completely safe.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of backups, but
I've got some years y'all don't have, so I had to pick wisely.
That's why I had to go Pulp Fiction first.
Yeah.
So I knew Eric was just as capable as watching such debauchery. So his favorite movie as a 4-year-old was Alien. So
it 100% was. So yes. Oh boy.
All right, Mike.
What you got?
All right, I'm gonna go best animated first, and I'm gonna go with a Goofy movie.
Oh, I had that on my list too, but it wasn't my number one. Good movie.
Man, I remember seeing this in the theater and probably not really knowing anything about it. I would think. I don't know if I even seen a trailer for it or anything, and just kind of took I think an uncle took me, just kind of do a bonding day or something, and loved it then, loved it. I still love it today. Easily could have been picked in best soundtrack as well. Great songs in this. Slapping. Great story. Really connected with Max, kind of growing up, and now I'm a Goofy kind of. So yeah, I just love that one. That's a good one. My second pick, I'm gonna do best mentor / coach / parent, whatever you want to say.
Name it.
And I'm gonna go with Sean McGuire, Robin Williams' character from Good Will Hunting.
Very nice.
Took it.
He did it. He did the thing.
Number 3 for me.
This is my favorite Robin performance, and this whole nostalgia thing, and this coming of age kind of idea of this whole thing, and Robin's kind of the shepherd of like, you know, from early days, Aladdin, you know, all that shit,
Yeah.
Jack to that. And then to see him, I remember seeing this movie because there was so much kind of like Oscar buzz and the movie was everywhere. And I remember renting it and seeing it and just being blown away by him and his way of just like taking care of Will Hunting, like, and like getting him in a right spot. Like,
Feel it, man.
The fucking speeches and shit that he gives to him in this movie are just like shit. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like, we talk about Oscar montagey stuff. This is definitely like,
It's in the real.
in all of that. It's that kind of greatness.
He ad-libbed some of it too, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah, so that's my pick for that.
Nice.
Got my two of my bangers. I'm happy.
You everybody did some pretty good sweeping up front.
He thinks all his are safe and then steals mine.
I know, right? Good Will Hunting was on my big.
It was on like 3 of mine.
Well, the Goofy movie was on mine.
That was mine.
Oh man.
My boy Devin Campbell, Powerline. What up? Soundtrack of the year.
Yeah, I got like my 1 and 3 seed kind of. So like if we
good,
were so
good.
All right. I'm gonna do my coming of age next.
Okay.
All right.
My movie pick is Now and Then. Watched that movie a lot as a growing young girl.
Good one.
Mystery too, man.
Great ensemble, man. That is like when I was thinking that's a movie that pops in my head immediately when I was thinking of this category.
I know. Like, I thought of moving stuff around. It was hard to pick where to put certain things. So
absolutely,
has a
coming of age,
great adult cast, great child cast. Man, fun movie.
I almost wanted to pick it for soundtrack too, man. It's got some bangers.
Soundtrack's me laughing.
I know. Okay.
Great pick.
Yeah. I love the 90s. All right. Round 2 for me. I am going to also do a coming of age tale called What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh,
1993's What's Eating Gilbert Grape. This one for me, I remember seeing it at that time quite a bit. This is one of my mother's favorite movies of all time. And what really brings me nostalgia isn't necessarily like watching it at that time, because I don't think I understood it at all. I think I like laughed at like Leonardo DiCaprio's character and stuff like that, you know, as a kid. Didn't really understand Gilbert Grape or, you know, his family or anything like that. Exactly. At that time, but just enjoyed watching it with my mom. And then now, like, I'm my mom's age that she was watching that movie and stuff. And I get it now. So it's always very nostalgic. It's one of those movies that if it's like on or something, I'm going to sit down and just watch it for 20 minutes. And it's one of those movies where I can like recite just about any line from, that kind of thing. And I still talk about it with my ma all the time. She'll like, you know, make a little gesture or something, you know, about it. And,
good one.
You know, sucks.
That was a TNT joint for me. Like I would always catch it right at that point when like the mom passes away and they have to burn the house. Or
let's not talk about.
I'd always just seem to catch it right there. It's one of those kind of things.
Movie breaks my heart.
Oh, it's heartbreaking in so many different ways.
Yes, it is.
Also uplifting too. I mean, like it's one of those movies where, you know, they kind of sort of figure it out at the end, or you think they might. So
yeah.
So What's Eating Gilbert Grape in round 2, coming of age. Tomas, round it out, round 2.
That was on my coming of age list as well. Let's see. I get to do a pivot after this, right? Because I'm the sneak snack.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going coming of age.
Ooh.
Wait for it. Gonna go Wayne's World 2.
Okay.
Nice.
I watched the fuck out of this movie. So much. Del Preston, still one of my heroes to this day. I loved Aerosmith when I was a little kid too. So anything that was rocking that my uncle either listened to or that my brother listened to was just like so fascinating to me. And what what better trying to figure out what to do with your life and growing up a little bit than putting on Wayne stock? Wayne stock.
Man, what a great pick.
Old man fashioning a kayak.
Just phenomenal sequel to a great movie.
Oh yeah, like first movie good, second movie blows it out of the water.
I agree. Yeah, that whole Wayne stock idea is so fun. Christopher Walken's great in it.
Christopher Walken's, yeah, Chris Farley was great. Just
great Garth. Great. Oh man.
Such a relic of like the 90s too. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so that was
man.
Got up and dance. It's good. It's good. You could have put that down for soundtrack.
Certainly could, yeah.
I had the original on my short list, which I would say is eliminated now. I think franchise rule on that.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the franchise
you want to call
rule.
it?
That's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm deleting some stuff right now just because I don't need it anymore.
Well, I'll recap our first two rounds then. So in round one, Tomas picked Pulp Fiction for Ensemble. I picked Austin Powers for Ensemble. Kayla picked Dazed and Confused for Sounds. A Goofy movie was picked by Mike in the animated category. Then in round two, we had Wayne's World 2 in Coming of Age by Tomas. What's Eating Gilbert Grape, also in Coming of Age by myself. Now and Then, Coming of Age by Kayla, and Mike picked Sean Maguire from Good Will Hunting for Best Mentor, Coach, Parent.
Nice.
Round three starts with Tomas.
All right. Since we're talking about soundtracks, already kind of on that, I'm gonna pick The Crow soundtrack.
Nice. That was on the long list.
I had some bangers on it.
Yes, it did.
Mainly just because I really enjoy that The Cure song, Burn.
Burn.
9 Inch Nails also did a song for the soundtrack. I think it was Dead Souls. And there was just a lot of other slappers on there. I think Rob Zombie was on there somewhere, and there's just some good shit. I remember like my brother buying the soundtrack, and it was back like when we had just gotten like a minivan that had a CD player in it, so we could like listen to it on our drives. It was pretty lit. Probably listened to it a few times on the way down to Florida. So
The Crow soundtrack was one of my first Napster pulls. So definitely.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I listened to the Crow soundtrack before I ever saw the movie The Crow. It was always highly recommended by my friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. And then eventually, because I only recently-ish saw the Crow. I've seen The Crow in the last like 15 years. I downloaded the Crow soundtrack a good 20 years ago. So, yeah.
I mean, I went to high school with The Crow, so you know.
Yes. That is a joke that 4 people will get.
Maybe we'll get a call in.
Yeah.
Big Jim?
All right, I have to do it to you guys in round 3. This is value. I think this is real value here.
Ooh.
Well, it's a stacked category, so I'm picking a villain here, and I'm going the T-1000.
You son of a bitch. That was my first pick on that.
I mean, come on, guys. The T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. What a cool villain. What a cool design. The CGI honestly still holds up. You can watch this movie. It's a 1991 movie, but like just some of those scenes, him going through the bars or getting shot and the holes forming, or, you know, reforming from being iced, and all of those, like it all down the line, it's just constantly like it still looks good to this day, and it was mind-blowing back then. Another movie that I saw, I don't think I saw it in 91, but definitely saw it as a young kid who shouldn't have been seeing that
mid-90s.
Yeah.
Great movie though. I saw that movie before I saw the first Terminator, so Same here. Yeah. And it's another one, like you mentioned, Wayne's World 2, outdoes the first one. I think Oh yeah,
everyone agrees T2 is one of those kind of rare sequels that just kind of does everything better than the original. So yeah.
One of my favorite memes is when they say Robert Patrick improvised on the scene where he walked through the bars. It's like there was bars in front of Robert Patrick during a scene, and he just improvised walking straight through them.
He's still so menacing. Like he had a great bit part in like Peacemaker,
Yeah.
where he's just a terrible villain, in that too, and just fantastic. So yeah, T1000 from Terminator 2, in the villain category.
Solid pick.
Let's give Mike a second here.
Yeah, let's give it a pause. Quan Chi. Everybody put Quan Chi on their list.
Quan Chi back.
The ultimate villain.
Sorry.
No. We waited for you.
Okay.
Still waiting on Kayla.
All right, Kayla. Round 3.
Okay, round 3.
Gotcha.
I think I'm gonna do best mentor. I have quite I feel like a very random list. A lot of old gray wizards on it on my long list.
Old gray wizard.
I think I'm gonna try to take a step away from that because I always gotta feel like I represent those, but they're mentioned, so I'm gonna pick Benjamin Martin, who's played by Mel Gibson in The Patriot, the father. He's moving. He joins and
the Hatchet Man. OG.
Man.
I just tried to pick something that like really stood out to me. Something that I've watched, which I haven't watched a lot of movies. Like I've never seen Gladiator, never seen Good Will Hunting.
No.
So I had to pick stuff that I've watched, and I've got some others here listed.
Are you not entertained?
That is my best mentor.
I love that pick. I'm a huge fan of The Patriot, and
yes, I know we watch it every time it's on.
It's really good. It's a rewatch.
Yeah, and it's like he's kind of a like in the way that we have like anti-heroes. Like he's an anti-mentor. He's like, hey, I suck. Don't be me. To his kids, and they get kind of.
But he handles business.
Roped into his sins and stuff. So I really I like.
He gets his. He's like. God,
there's a lot of that in a lot of these movies. There's a lot of
great film
line do they straddle
too. Yeah,
it could have been.
There's other ones in there that I almost picked.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Round 3.
All right. I'm gonna do my best group / ensemble. I'm going with the Little Giants.
Ooh.
Oh man.
This is such a great group of just kids on this team. Devin Sawa's the quarterback who can throw the perfect spiral. Great Rick Moranis performance in this, and Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy himself is like the dueling brothers in town.
Perfect role for him too.
Football team, and
it's a girl.
Right, yeah. And Rick Moranis' daughter is like his best player. She's like this, defensive monster, and I just think you get a lot of great scenes with this whole group. Everyone gets kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, the wide receiver who can't catch a lick, like uses like stickum, and he gets it stuck to his chest, and he's like, you get this really fun like effect where it's stretching out. He's stretching his hands out, and the goo is just like he's got it like stretched out 2 feet, it seems, and it's so great. There's a great like. John Madden's bus breaks down, and just to see them all like freak out when they meet like their heroes come off of this bus and stuff. And I think it was Rick Moranis could have been easily picked for mentor.
Yeah.
Always
I
great
don't know.
with kids.
This is a movie I try to watch once a year. I love this movie, and it's
It's a good one.
So yeah, that's my group. Love that group.
That's a good one. I like that.
I think I'm gonna do my soundtrack here.
Do it.
And I gotta go with Space Jam.
Oh no. He did.
Oh no! Did he do it? Did he do it?
Like I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to get it. Because
it's gone, baby.
Another one. I remember seeing it and in the theater, and this was like my first. Like the theater was fucking packed. We had to sit in the front, like the last seats left, kind of thing, and just sitting in the front of it, and tick tock, tick doo 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 doo, like fucking fly like an eagle, come on and slam, like learn. I believe I could fly, like man, like because Michael was the coolest dude in the world, and he had the coolest soundtrack to go with it, and man, just the soundtrack sticks with me today more than anything from that movie, really, and it's just timeless. I don't know, it's great. I love it.
Yep.
Great pick. Great steal,
Could have won Ensemble on that, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I picked your pocket, man. I got you.
Yeah, that's... It honestly, the fact that it landed in round 4, that's a travesty. Space Jam can fit every category in this.
It could. It can.
Draft.
Michael Jordan as a mentor, man.
I think Bugs Bunny taught him more.
I agree. There was a time in my list where I had Bugs Bunny mentor in Space Jam, so I thought it was a little bit of a stretch, but
I would have allowed it.
It was written
we
down.
Stretch, baby. We stretch.
It was typed in. All right, Kayla, what do you got in round 4?
I'm gonna go animated. Pocahontas.
Oh, fun.
Ooh.
Man,
I remember watching that movie.
Of the Wind.
I had to take. Well, I didn't have to, but I took one of those expanded study courses, like when I was in like grade school, and it was on Native American studies. So I ended up renting that movie for it.
Nice. Really historically accurate.
Absolutely.
From what I remember.
Not how it went down, I don't think.
I remember that movie, like, that's the movie, the Paint with All the Colors of the Wind, right? That's the song in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
But so it's a little cliche to say it, but I remember the color scheme in that movie being, like, what I still remember to this day. I probably haven't seen it since, I think I saw it in theaters. I think we used to see all of the Disney, like, animated stuff in theaters. That was a thing. If a new Disney animated thing came out, it was me and my little sister and my mom, we were going to see it, and I think to this day it still sticks with me, like, wow, that's a cool, like, pastels that they kind of played with and stuff like that.
And see, I grew up in the middle of cornfields and creeks, so I really felt like I found arrowheads and creeks and shit, so the raccoon was cute.
Yeah.
Grandmother Willow, almost picked her for mentor.
Solid. Man, Pocahontas.
Yeah, shit. That would have been good.
I had like 75% of the Burger King cups for almost the full set. Yeah. That's my connection to Pocahontas.
Nice.
I like it. They probably all dyed like dark red because a lot of like Kool-Aid in there and stuff. Like
yeah.
Fruit punch, Hawaiian punch.
Microwaving SpaghettiOs in there, bro.
Well, yeah. It goes without saying. All right, round 4 for me. I'm gonna go animated as well.
Do it.
The Nightmare Before Christmas, a different type of animation, but still animation.
Fine. I'm fine with this.
A movie I dig a lot. This was another one that like where my mom really liked it at the time. I remember like her favorite part, and it's probably my favorite part, just by osmosis or something. The part where they're looking for Santa Claus, right? Like they're
Yes.
and they're capturing a couple other. They're going into different worlds and like trying and they capture the Easter Bunny, and they bring out the Easter Bunny out of the sack and stuff, and Jack Skellington's like, that's not Santa Claus, and everything else. And there's like this kind of doofus like character, kind of a Frankenstein's monster. He's like, Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
I'm laughing right now. It's real good. So and it's just a fun concept. I think it's done really well in like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that.
Nostalgic for sure.
Yeah, it's
definitely the My Chem generation's favorite.
Oh God, yeah. That's like half. That's like still to this day half of like the selection at a Hot Topic. Like
I prefer my nostalgic memories of
mid August.
I liked it before it was cool. I mean, I know people say that, but then it became too much.
Yes, I am a Nightmare Before Christmas hipster. Yes,
there you go.
I am fully on that.
I saw that, man. I had the Burger King watch for this.
Woo!
The Spiral Hill. I had the good watch, the best one. So.
Such great like design in a lot of this. Like the characters look cool. Yeah. The universe looks really cool.
The songs are fun.
Yeah, it's got some good music.
It was a fun soundtrack.
Yeah.
First time I remember a filmmaker being like associate heavily probably was
Tim Burton's
knowing
Nightmare
Tim Burton's name. Probably even before Spielberg or any I knew about Tim Burton first. So yeah. Great villain. Oogie Boogie's great.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie's so
Boogie.
creepy. Yeah, it's a great mix of like making kind of scary imagery fun and funny, but also like when they need to up the like scary factor, the creep factor, they do that pretty well too. All the neon at the end is a lot of fun too, and like the Oogie Boogie's casino kind of stuff.
Horrible Kingdom Hearts fight. God, just awful.
Can we just forget about that franchise?
What you got for round 4, Tomas?
Round 4. Thinking about this, pondering on this. So I have villain, which you took, Eric. Well, you took my number 1 seated slot.
So good.
But I got a movie on here that I could have potentially used for both mentor and villain. So I'm kind of flip flopping on it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go the villain route because you stole my villain. So I'm gonna go Bloodsport. Chong Li.
Man, great pick.
Chong Li, bitch.
God, what a fucker, right? Gosh.
And
just
one
pure chaos in a fucking
individual. Them pecs.
Man.
Make them dance.
You ratcheted up the crazy pretty high on the roll. That movie's cheesy and corny as fuck, but I love it. I jokingly put down that for soundtrack also. Just because of those Stan Bush slappers in there.
Man.
Oh, fuck.
That's pretty good. So let me recap round 3 and 4 for us. In round 3, Tomas picked The Crow in the soundtrack category. I picked the right pick, T-1000 in the villain category.
Shut up.
Kayla with a fun outside the box, Benjamin Martin in the mentor category. Benjamin Martin, Mel Gibson's character from The Patriot. Mike with Little Giants in Ensemble Group.
Nice.
Round 4 was Chong Li from Villain from Tomas. Nightmare Before Christmas was my pick in the animated category. Also in the animated category, Kayla picked Pocahontas and Mike picked Space Jam in soundtrack. Really solid pick.
Yeah.
Round 4.
Yeah. No Black Parade in that bullshit.
I present to you R. Kelly. Okay.
No.
Who?
Yes, exactly.
Who's that?
Yeah. Round 5, Tomas, start us off.
All right. Did villain, so I'll go the other side of the coin. I'll do mentor. It's funny because I could have went a lot of different ways with this one too. I'm gonna go Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
Nice.
go Splinter.
Yeah.
I originally had Super Shredder as one of my villains as well. So
Toka and Razor are so much better than Super Shredder. That's unfortunate.
Put some respect on the name Master Splinter, okay?
Master Splinter. Sorry. Yeah, I watched the fuck out of that movie growing up. I remember when Ray moved in with us, he brought all of his VHSs with him, and we had a lot of Ninja Turtle. Sadly, we watched Ninja Turtles 3 a few times too, but
Still
And
haven't seen that one.
Good. Fuck off.
in between watching Breakin' and
Mm.
Breakin' 2, we'd
Oh,
watch
sure,
Ninja
Google.
Turtles every once in a while. So he had the Burger King Kids Club sponsored like animated VHSs too. So
Wow.
Folks.
yeah,
Oh man.
oh yeah.
Big
Good
ups to
childhood.
Ray, man. All right.
Shout out to
Shout
New
out.
Line Cinema.
Yeah, can we get New Line to sponsor a section on this?
Yeah.
They still doing big things.
This man like to sponsor them. I think they're not on the come up. So
New Line, call us. We'll figure something out. Either way.
yeah, we'll merge.
All right. Cool.
Oh my
I did a
God.
funny thing on this spreadsheet. I'll tell you guys about in a second. Okay.
It's
I'm
me,
gonna go. It's
right?
me. No, it's me.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
me.
sorry.
I'm gonna pick my mentor in this round 5 here, and I'm gonna go with Old Man Marley from Home Alone. I really like the scene in the church when when Kevin's kind of at his lowest. He's finally kind of like the party's over. He's kind of finally realizing that, like, man, I fucked up. I do love my family and all that. And somehow him and this old man who he's super creeped out by and everything, they share a moment and teach each other something. So they're kind of like, it's like the wisdom of a child and the wisdom of an old man kind of matching. And also it's, don't judge a book by its cover, kind of all those situations. So it's one of my favorite scenes in a movie in period, and it's cool how they and spoilers for 1990s Home Alone, but Old Man Marley ends up saving the day as well. And I just like how they completely change his character from the first couple scenes where he's like terrifying and you're like real afraid of him and everything else, and to being like kind of at least partly the hero of the story. So,
Nice pick.
yeah,
I give you that.
and that movie is just everything for me. I mean, I just love that movie.
I'm more of a pigeon lady myself.
Sure,
Yeah.
Second one, but
Sure. Hey,
Lost in New York till I die. That's
That's the one.
Okay,
that's
I
the
got
one
you.
for me.
I like them both.
Slap him.
I'm a
had-
Home Alone 3 guy. I'm
Ooh.
the
No,
one.
you're not.
No,
the
you're
one
not.
Home Alone 3 guy. No,
You're not.
I am not. Although
The Kid
I
from One
did.
Fine Day was not a good Kevin McAllister. He was, he was-
I will say that I did see that one in theaters as well, and down on my list, best mentor Chumbawamba. Down on my list, yeah. The
caught
theme
that one
song
on
from-
Vox like 2 years after it finally.
I think it was ABC Family. I probably called that.
Yes. Great
Kayla.
villains. Great villains on that. Sorry.
No, fantastic villains.
I'm gonna do my ensemble next. And my pick is Ocean's 11.
So fun.
Oh man.
the
See, that's
ensemble.
where that little extra
bump.
buffer pops in. Great choice, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the ensemble. It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And they do such a fun, I don't know what to call that, film type where they cut a lot and it's very
Snappy.
heisty.
Yeah.
Icy.
Oh yeah.
That's
They
the
do
word.
it so good.
Oh yeah.
It lends
Yeah.
itself to the setup and then also the reveal at the end. Like they do the same kind of quick cuts and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. great group stuff when each of them's got their own thing going on, and there's usually 2 or 3 of them per little objective, and there's always fun back and forth, and yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really one of those true ensembles where, like, George Clooney's kind of the main character, but, like, I don't know, everyone gets their time to shine in that movie. So
Casey Affleck, baby.
Yeah.
Gone, baby, gone.
He might be in the most movies that we've.
That's pretty good.
He's in the crowd in Space Jam. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow.
No, that's not true.
Wow. We don't know. We don't know.
It would be fun to kind of look at that.
Oh. Round out round 5 for us, Mike.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
So I have villain in coming of age.
Usually coming of age movies have a villain.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting my next 2 anyway, right? Like, so
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Okay, then I'll do coming of age first, and I'm gonna pick Varsity Blues.
Oh, yeah. See, like that's just one of those ones I was just out of reach.
Yeah. And because this was what 99,
I think it was 99. Yeah.
Yeah. And man,
I
just kind of that.
Yo, live.
Yeah, this movie's just kind of that end of the MTV generation kind of thing for me. There was so much co-marketing between like the two kind of thing like going on, and yeah, great villain, just great quotes, great group of people. R.I.P. Paul Walker in this. And I don't know, James Vanderbeek's just like this. I don't know, like just normal guy. And he's just, I don't know. He's like the epitome of just, I don't know, like the oatmeal kind of character. And there's all this flavor around him, you know, there's all these characters and stuff going down. And he just steers the ship and he does it good. I don't mean that in a, to knock him. But
I mean, that's the height of the Vanderbeek, honestly, right there.
Oh, yeah, because he does Dawson's Creek, and he gets this, and now he's kind of C-lister. But
C-lister, nice. Good one.
Yeah, I think fondly of this one. It just kind of holds a special, weird, guilty pleasure kind of place for me. It's just
hell
fun.
Yeah.
10 is what I give it.
That's pretty good. Oh, well. Round 6 gets to start with you, Mike. What you got? The final round.
Man. So many great ones. I'm going to have a lot of honorable mentions for that.
Yeah.
But I got to go with Dustin Hoffman in Hook.
Ooh, nice.
Just, man, he's just the best part of that movie. And just, to hear him, Rufio, like just what he does with that character, he really brings it alive.
You love that movie so much.
I love Hook. Yeah, it could have
Hook's
been
a good pick.
in a lot of these categories.
He murders a child in this movie. You know.
Bring me Peter Pan.
And that's not the worst thing that Dustin Hoffman's ever done. But, he's in that R. Kelly category, but still, when I was 6 years old, I that's what I had to go back to for this. So, yeah, he's fantastic in this. The look, just the glint that comes off of that hook, and he just sells every scene that he's in. He's chewing up that fucking boat, man. Like he's just he wins the movie for me. Just the definitive movie villain. I don't know.
I think you're right. He was my arch nemesis. My first Halloween costumes that I can remember, like I have pictures of and stuff, were as Peter Pan. I loved Peter Pan, like the animated movie. Loved Hook. And just yeah. I mean, Dustin Hoffman was great. He's so good.
Couldn't do it, man. He had his own peanut butter. Couldn't do it.
Couldn't even watch the movies.
Couldn't watch.
He would die.
That's so good.
Hook was my hero.
Bring
depend.
me the bat. It's so
So good. So good. Oh, man.
Me?
Yeah,
My
Kayla,
turn.
finish off your picks for round 6.
My final pick is also a villain. So I picked Alonzo Harris from Training Day.
Oh shit!
I'm blanking on his name.
Denzel.
Thank you.
Denzel.
I just had it, and I
You won an
stumbled
Oscar for
black-
that.
Yeah, I totally blacked out, but definitely
Like to get wet, Kayla?
my mind went blank.
PCP will do that to you.
Such a good movie.
Oh, it's so good.
This was I was I was probably more of a teen when I watched this movie,
saying.
but definitely got into a lot of heisty, crimey, gangstery movies at the time. It was definitely a good one.
Yeah. What a
Ethan
shit
Hawke,
pushed
Eric.
in.
That's Ethan Hawke.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the other guy.
Ed Norton in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Matthew Broderick.
Oh no, baby, no.
Oh yeah, Lonzo's so good.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
Denzel, yeah, and
yeah. I felt really uncomfortable the first time I watched that movie.
I don't know if it's Denzel's first turn as a villain, but it's at least the one that stands out first for me, because he's been mostly up until that point kind of a hero character or that kind of thing, and yeah, he's just so menacing and just so evil and just super scary. And but smooth while he's doing it. He's always the smartest dude in every room, and he even up until the end he thinks he's gonna get out of it, get out of his fate. Yeah, exactly.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
So good.
Very nice.
Tomas coming in with all. Everybody's got a one-liner for everybody's pick.
Oh yeah, baby. I listen to a lot of rewatchables. You guys have picked a lot of rewatchables. So.
And rewatchables have been real good lately.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out.
I was listening to the Titanic 25th anniversary on the way back from Orlando, and
Nice.
just listening to Van get so emotional.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
I'm shocked that hasn't been swooped up on.
I'm surprised.
We're gonna have a lot of honorable mentions. I think.
If you had Katie on the podcast, she probably would have swooped that one up.
Shout out to Katie.
We should have got Katie on the pod. That was a good one. I will. So I have to do a little pivot here because Space Jam was taken, but I like my next one because it was. I don't even really dig this movie. So the movie's Dangerous Minds. I think it's perfectly fine, but the song is Gangsta's Paradise.
Hell yeah.
And that song is fucking dope. And that it was such a part of the marketing of that movie. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing the commercials as a kid all the time. I think this is 1995.
In the video.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Apparently she was very uncomfortable on that filming.
Oh, I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, Coolio in the face.
But it's just such a. It's a good song. It's such it's right in the middle of the 90s. It's a real crossover hit. A lot of gangster rap was getting radio play and stuff like that at this time, and this was just part of that whole thing, and instantly recognizable also, just from the beginning of that the song and everything else, and they really played it up in all the marketing commercials and stuff. It's still fun to watch all that. So from Dangerous Minds, Gangsta's Paradise for my soundtrack.
That was a really good pick. That was really
Thank you.
Good shit.
Finish us off, Tomas.
Yeah, I think I got animated. So I had a lot on this list. So that's kind of why I tapered it off to the back. I thought of a few things. I was originally going to pick Toy Story because I was obsessed with it. I even bought the alien that lit up. Nice. I was going to pick Lion King because I remember seeing it at the Kennedy Theater and the film reel flipped and it went upside down and backwards.
That is wonderful.
Just out of
I was not at that showing, thankfully.
Just how Shakespeare intended it.
But I originally went. This one has a funny story too. Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I did. I remember the day we were going to go see that. We ended up going seeing it the next week, but we were going to go pack up in the minivan. And I remember saying, this is going to be the greatest day ever. And my brother goes to open the sliding door on the minivan and it falls off the track. We did not go see it that way.
Damn.
But, this is one of those, fringe benefits of having a brother who's 6 years older than you, just kind of being into some more mature content that you probably shouldn't be watching at your age. And, but I remember buying the soundtrack too, because it had that, it had the cover of Love Roller Coaster by
Chili Peppers one, yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. And my dad had that Ohio Players album on vinyl. I remember because he was oh, listen to this jam. And yeah, man, it just had a lot of things going on for me that I enjoyed, and I still enjoy that movie to this day. But yeah, that's probably my biggest honorable mentions category though. I was thinking originally going into that one, I was like, man, everything on this list is gonna be fucking Disney, and then I started plowing through everything.
Right.
A lot of movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It could have been Disney, but it didn't have to be, and we proved it. So let's go across the results here. I'll just do it by person. So Tomas had Pulp Fiction in Ensemble, Wayne's World 2 in Coming of Age, The Crow in Soundtrack, Chong Li for Best Villain, Master Splinter in Best Mentor, and Beavis and Butthead Do America in Best Animated. Myself, I had Austin Powers in Ensemble, What's Eating Gilbert Grape in Coming of Age, T-1000 in Villain, Nightmare Before Christmas in Animated, Old Man Marley in Mentor, and Gangsta's Paradise in Sound. Kayla had Dazed and Confused in Soundtrack, Now and Then Coming of Age, Benjamin Martin in Best Mentor, Pocahontas in Best Animated, Ocean's 11 in Ensemble, and Alonzo Harris in Villain.
So good.
Mike.
I want mine to say Best Leader. Can we change the mentor to leader? He's leading shit. This feels better.
In the official spreadsheet for the episode, yes.
Thanks.
Mike had a Goofy Movie in Best Animated, Sean Maguire in Mentor, The Little Giants in Ensemble, Space Jam in Soundtrack, Varsity Blues in Coming of Age, and Captain Hook in Villain. What a list, guys. This is a lot of fun.
Perfect.
We did pretty good. I'm proud of us.
So let's talk about some honorable mentions before we get out of here. There are so many. Is there something that
Let's do another Robin Williams? I almost did John Keating from the Dead Poets Society.
Nice.
As my mentor.
Yeah. It's an 89 joint, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that neither Mike or Kayla did Can't Hardly Wait for Coming of Age.
I like that movie. It was on the list.
Is that the Kiss Me? That one?
No. It's just
She's
the
All
one
That.
where
Never been
She's
kissed.
All That. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Song and soundtrack. That was my number 2 pick. Just the visual of her coming down the steps with that Sixpence song is just so nostalgic for like just. I've never seen that movie, but man, that they sold that scene.
But you've seen Scary Movie, which parodied it, or Not Another Teen Movie, or whatever.
Teen movie and everything.
Right.
So.
Oh my god.
Good.
Yeah, all of those though. This 10 Things I Hate About You. She's all that.
A lot of those still on the board.
Yeah, I almost picked
Never Been Kissed, Clueless. Yeah,
I almost picked the Heath Ledger scene in 10 Things I Hate About You when he sings in the soccer field. Yeah, it's just so good.
80s got
I can watch it over and over again.
I could have had a really like dark list I mentioned, so I picked like A Nightmare Before Christmas and animated. I had Set It Off as one of my top picks in Ensemble. I really like that movie, but not really a kid's movie, but I do have a lot of nostalgia for Set It Off. John Doe from Seven. Kevin Spacey is a villain in a lot of different ways,
Yeah.
So Scar from Lion King, big fan.
Yeah, he was on there.
Mufasa.
My girl hits close to home in coming of age because I am also terribly allergic to bees. So
that's horrifying.
Right. Rafiki from The Lion King, big fan of Rafiki.
That's good.
Love his fight scene, like where he becomes, like a kung fu monkey. It's a lot of fun.
Whapping people with sticks, man.
Also from Seven, Detective Somerset. Morgan Freeman's character, big fan of his dynamic with the younger detective, and Brad Pitt's character. So Hannibal Lecter also would have been a fun mentor, I think. Or I mean, you could. I saw him
mentor,
as like
villain.
Yeah, when I was doing my research, he was coming up as like best villains of the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. But I was like, well, really, like most of that movie, he's just like, helping her out in a sense, So I saw him as
fucking around with her.
Yeah. A lot of fun. And William Shakespeare's Romeo plus Juliet for best soundtrack. Big fan.
Ooh.
Big fan.
Not for anything else.
That was a big, huge movie at the time.
Yes,
man.
it was.
Shit.
Leo D.
Just telling Kayla how big of a crush I had on Claire Danes at that
Ooh.
Yeah.
God.
The one movie when I thought of this kind of thing, one of the few movies that popped in my head was Sandlot. And I thought someone would kind of
so did I.
nab that up for Ensemble or something, but or Coming of Age.
It has one of my favorite kind of tropes of the era where they build something.
Right. Yeah.
Like the director set thing.
A lot of great kind of schemes and just wild kid ideas that are going on in that. And then great villain with the Beast. I think just the concept of the Beast, such a great idea. Great soundtrack, the tequila scene, stuff like that. at the carnival.
So good.
I thought Agent K, I believe, is Tommy Lee Jones's character, would have been a great pick for him.
I almost did. He was right on the cusp. 97, I think, was Men in Black.
Oh, Men in Black's that old? Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another great group. We got to shout out Mighty Ducks.
Ducks.
Just a fucking great. Specifically the Mighty Ducks 2 group, the best. You got your Bash Brothers in there.
Yeah.
You get Tex and all that, and great group. Great mentor and Coach Bombay as well. He's always kind of fucking up and having to learn. First 2 movies, but then getting the team to where they got to be.
Somebody put down Cool Runnings.
I thought about it. That's always been kind of a okay just movie for me. I never loved Cool Runnings.
Loved it.
Last one I want to really shout out is Joan Cusack in Addams Family Values. She plays Debbie Jelinski, I believe, and she's the one who marries Fester and to get at the fortune and God, she's just so good. This perfect true crime, most wanted serial killer, femme fatale. She's Fester's she's making him like wear this wig and change his clothes, and they bought this mansion. He's like, give me a kiss. Give me a 20. You know? Like,
All right.
she loathes this guy. She keeps trying to get rid of him and she can't. Like she's just a great villain.
I'm gonna pivot off of Addams Family. Raul Julia.
Hell yeah, R.I.P.
God, yeah. What a great group. Perfectly cast, that movie top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's funny. There's a Raul Julia reference in Shrink Next Door, and I was explaining because they're just like,
is that Raul Julia?
yeah, he's
And I'm like, is that the guy or the girl? I don't know what you're talking about.
Paul Rudd's character is like star obsessed, so anytime he sees like even a minor celebrity, he's like, "Oh my god, it's Raul Julia!" Like it's fun.
He did.
he probably could have been like a Robin Williams overall figure for that era. For like if he could have, you know, taken too soon. Man,
versatile dude.
So many fun things. Yeah, he's great as Bison. Great villain.
The for me it was Tuesday scene.
Yeah.
That seals the deal right there.
Yeah. Yes. The fact that his last role is fucking as M. Bison is
He peaked, bro.
the most nostalgic thing, maybe.
Like that movie killed him. It wasn't the cancer.
I think he said he did it for his kids though too. I think that was like a
God
cool
bless
little
him for
touching
that.
aspect of that. Like, he's like, my kids love the video games. I'm gonna do this shitty movie.
You know, and he dialed it up too, man. He fucking best part of that movie.
Welcome to the Raul Julia cast, everyone.
Other than heavily coked out Van Damme.
Van Damme.
Going to kick Bison's ass so hard.
And he did it. He killed Raul Julia. Just kicked his head off.
He flash kicked him to death.
Yes.
Oh.
Van Damme, the true American hero.
Yes.
Can't tell me anything.
Muscles from Brussels. Let's go.
Oh gosh. Well, that turned into something. Any last minute
Cyrus the Virus.
Very good.
just for the name alone.
Yes.
That's a 97, right? That
Malkovich is so great in that.
Yeah. Con Air is honestly a great ensemble too.
It is.
That's a worthy.
Danny Trejo, Dave Chappelle, Buscemi.
Yeah.
Bubba from
yeah. I was doing the IMDb
Nobody's
on
dead
that.
Forrest Gump.
I thought for sure it was going to be taken, so.
Yeah.
Well, my first pick, I said, take the low-hanging fruit. Pulp Fiction, I feel like, is the only, like, super, like, oh my god, everybody's going to pick that kind of movie that I feel like I picked.
I was a teenager when I saw it. I kind of kept it. It was it wasn't in the spirit for me, but for sure, yeah, great pick.
Yeah, Forrest Mom would have been a great like mentor. She's so good.
Sally. Hi, Forrest.
Like 5 years younger than him.
Well,
yeah. They go from being almost a couple in Punchline to mother
movie
son.
magic.
So weird.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, folks, that was the Nostalgia Draft, and that was episode 77 of The Machine of Nonsense. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put a call out to all of you listeners, and I want to hear your nostalgic movies. So someone out there, I want to get a voicemail at anchor.fm/Machine of Nonsense and tell us. You can do a solid 6 if you can get that in a minute, or just tell us 1 or 2 of your favorite nostalgic movies from your childhood. So I want.
Hell yeah.
If not, if you don't want to hear your voice on this here podcast, we've got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Drop us a line there. Let us know what your favorite, nostalgic movies were from your childhood. Maybe we'll get someone a little bit older than us, or quite a bit younger than us. It's interesting to see what people consider their nostalgic things. That was episode 77 of The Machine of Nonsense. Thank you for listening to the Nostalgia Draft. I was your host, Eric. I was joined by Kayla, Mike, and Tomas, and we are getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
Bye. Nice. I couldn't think of it. I was like, ooh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Goodbye.
What was that?